Hi guys, so it's me again, roller coaster of a life, and today I'm just thought I'd come on and try and spread that word again, which I've constantly been trying to drum into people about depression and what it actually looks like and stuff. To hear the news about Caroline Flack, absolutely brought it to home. That people actually can look okay and still be really suffering inside with depression. Um, just what a beautiful, beautiful girl inside and out. And what a shame. What an absolute shame. Um, I obviously was there. I know exactly how she felt, as she must have owned that was the only option she could see, was to take her own life. It's enough's enough now. I mean, people really, really do need to think before they start typing and getting behind that keyboard and writing horrible, nasty comments. I mean, people out there, if they haven't got anything nice to say, then don't say it. Everyone's got an opinion. Everybody's got something to say, which is fine because, everyone's entitled to an opinion. But a lot of the time, do people actually need to hear your opinion? Do people actually, do you actually understand what an opinion about somebody can actually do to someone? So to think that this is the way the world is now, that people seem to think it's fine to sort of get onto Instagram or get on Snapchat and write horrible comments about people, or whether or not they are famous or they're in the public eye and stuff. What gives other people the right to criticize them or make them feel that bad, that horrendous inside and out, that they no longer can carry on, and the only way out is to kill themselves? It's absolutely soul destroying. I've just been watching a bit on this morning, and it's just I'm absolutely lost for words how the world just constantly criticise people all the time by the way they look, or what colour hair they've got, or what they're wearing, or what job they do, or anything. I mean, is it not just better to be nice and kind to people, or just keep your opinion to yourself? Because you don't know what all them people are battling. You see somebody and, you think it's funny, or you think it's nice to criticise them or laugh at them, but you don't know what journey they are on, or you don't know what journey they've been on. It's really, really, really not nice. And just to see all these different people coming out with depression and stuff, and if you're sat there watching this now and you feel, you can put a show on and, you're okay on the outside, but deep down that you're not, you need to get help. Honest, it helps so much. I mean, this time last year was literally the time I had my breakdown, and I had severe depression, and I have come a long, long way. I've had help from my friends, I've had help from my family, and from the doctors and counsellors, and I feel so proud of myself that I've come so far. And it just really, really hurts to see that Caroline Flack really did feel she had no other way out or no other option. And when you read all the tweets and you read all the messages, people absolutely adored her. There's so much love out there for her, and it is so sad to see that that was the only option that she had. No matter if she was famous or not, she was a human being with feelings, and people really, really need to speak out, and people really need to think before they start typing, because them words really do hurt people. I've had people say all sorts about me, and yeah, I'll sit here and I'll say, oh, they don't matter, they don't bother me, but deep down, of course they do. They do affect you mentally, physically, and people just get off on making other people unhappy. which really isn't nice. You know, at the end of the day, like I said before, if you haven't got anything nice to say, just keep your opinion to yourself. You know, that is like clearly is the best way. We've all got an opinion and we've all got something to say, but sometimes people really don't need to hear it or see other people calling them or, you know, talking about them or typing about them. What gives you the right to type a message to someone, to say things? I've had people tweet me on Twitter and stuff after doing a photo shoot or advert saying, oh, what kind of orange are you today and stuff. I don't care. I really don't care what people think, how orange I am. I like the way I am. I like, you know, I go on the sunbeds and stuff. I'm not bothered. But what gives that person the right to type on a photo shoot that I'd done saying, what kind of shade of orange are you today? To me, that's just, you clearly haven't got anything nice to say, so just keep your opinion to yourself because, you know, I'm really not interested. You know, people are all different and we all should be accepted for who or what we are and what jobs we do or whether we are in the limelight or, you know, we don't want to be in the limelight. You know, that is up to you and, you know, not everyone's into it. But at the end of the day, please keep your comments and stuff to yourselves because look how severe, you know, it has made Caroline Flack that she had no other option to do what she did. And, you know, to think she was 40 and got a whole life ahead of her, it's really not right. It really, really is not right. But, you know, if people are suffering out there with depression and anxiety, coming from me who has been through it, last year was my year from hell. I can't describe. I mean, I sit here now and I look at myself and think how far I've come from what I was this time last year. And to explain how dark and horrible it was just as if you're in a black woods and all you could see were trees all around. And there was no right, no left. You just didn't know which way to go. And there was just, you just felt helpless. And at the time, you know, ending your own life is like the best option. That's how I truly felt. Because I felt worthless. I felt, you know, I didn't feel wanted. I didn't feel like I was good enough or, you know, and that really isn't true. Because there's a lot of people out there what actually love me or love you as well if you're going through it. And, you know, like I said before, if you get to the doctors, you can get the right help and medication and stuff. And that doesn't make you weak or nothing. That just makes you stronger because you know that there's something wrong and, you know, you can sort this and you can deal with the right help. And, you know, there's lots of people out there what can talk to you and make things see sense. I mean, when I went to see my counsellor, big things in my head, what I thought was big. You know, when I spoke to her and she worked it all out for me, they weren't. But, you know, to sit there and talk to somebody, you know, is really hard. But then after I had about 2 or 3 sessions with her, I just sat there and it just all constantly kept coming out about everything. The way people write things on Twitter about you, the way you look and everything, you know, deep down does hurt when people say things. But going to see the counsellor and getting the help and that from the doctor and, you know, once I came out and told all my family that, you know, how I felt and how depressed I am and, you know, it's horrible to say and it's really hard to say, but suicidal, that I didn't want to be here. I did truly think that not being here would be best for everybody and myself because all I could see was just darkness. I couldn't see anything else. There was no colour. All I could see was just black, grey, miserable. Couldn't see life worth anything. And, you know, just to think people are actually still suffering in silence, please, please, please go and get some help because life really is worth living. I've been a year now since I've been to see my counsellor and stuff, and it was the best thing I ever did. I mean, I was absolutely petrified by just going to see her for the first time. I was thinking, no, I can't do this, you know, I can't do that. And like I said, once I've been 2 or 3 times, I literally just did not shut up talking. It was literally just coming out because I had so much, I had anger inside, I had upset inside, I had all sorts of feelings inside, and your brain just can't cope with them. And then, getting all these nasty things off other people just really isn't nice, really, really isn't nice. So people really, really need to just stop, think, do I actually need to say that to that person? Because truly, no, you don't need to say that to that person. That person doesn't need to hear a nasty comment off you, whether or not they are a funny shade of orange. If they're happy being that orange, then what harm are they doing to you? No harm at all. People say, oh, you always like your hair perfect. Yeah, I do like my hair perfect. That's not, affecting your life. That is not doing anything for you to come around and say to me a nasty comment. But for some reason, I seem to just walk straight into, people always seem to think they can have an opinion on me. They can say what they want to say about me. They can just treat me the way they treat me. And I just accept it. I just think, well, there's nothing wrong with me. There's something wrong with them. But after a while, you do start wearing thin, and you do think, why are people that way? But that's just the way the world is, I suppose. It's just the way everybody is. But people really do need to start to think, that's my opinion, but keep it to yourself, because clearly some people aren't always that strong. And, some people say, oh, he's depressed or whatever, but, he's laughing, he's this, that and the other. But depression comes in all kinds of different ways. Just because someone's dressed up smart and they've got a face on and their hair's done doesn't mean they're not suffering. They could be sat there laughing. I've been there. I've sat there laughing. And I've sat in rooms with people and thought, do you really know how unhappy I am inside? My heart was crying. But outside, I sat and I smiled and I put a face on to make sure nobody knew exactly how suffering I was inside, because I felt weak. I felt like, God, no one, this is it. But it's not. It's not the case. It's the case of accepting there's something wrong and getting help. And, if we all can try and spread the word about, depression and just get more people aware about it, get people talking, even it's like an hour at night or something with your family, everyone just put the phones down and put social media down and your tablets, and switch the TV off, and I'll just sit there and talk, like, what day we had, what kind of a day you had today, and how do you feel? And if we all did a bit more speaking, and we all spoke a bit more verbally to each other, instead of being glued into our, social networking and on phones and stuff, I feel like, the best way is to talk. I'd rather sit there and listen to somebody's problems, no matter how big or small they are, than sit there and listen to their hymn book in church. That's all it takes, is just to sit and listen to somebody, how somebody's actually feeling, because you just never know. That one little comment could really, really just push somebody over the edge. You just don't know how close to the edge they are. So whether or not you think, oh, I've heard it all before, or, get over it or whatever, sit, just listen. That's all I say, just sit and listen, because that could really just save somebody's life. That could really just make somebody, open up, speak to you. And how good would you feel if you might have just saved someone by committing suicide, by just sitting and listening, So everybody's got friends and family. Just take that time to sit and listen. Just take that time to just phone them, go and see them, make sure they're okay, because surely you'd rather listen to the problems, no matter how big or small they are, than sit in church and think of all the memories you had when you could have actually saved somebody by just spending 5, 10, 15 minutes with them and opening up. It really does need to just be spoke about, and, I know everyone's jumping on the press and saying, the press have absolutely done everything to Caroline because of all the comments and stuff. You know, the press are lethal. The press really are. I mean, they rip loads of people apart. You know, for instance, Katie Price, they're just constantly writing stuff about her. Nobody truly knows exactly what's going on in Katie Price's life but her, you know. So the press just see a story and think, right, it's a cheap sell, we're going to put it on because everybody's going to want to know what Katie Price is up to now. Yeah, she might be going through shit. Yeah, she might have gone bankrupt. Do we all know the truth? No, nobody actually knows the truth but Katie Price and maybe her family and maybe a handful of close friends that she's got. But what gives everybody the right? I mean, I've seen comments that people have written about her. If you don't like her, unfollow her. If you're not into her, ignore her. You don't need to write comments about her, that she's a bad mum or she's this, that and the other, because nobody actually knows the true life behind her closed doors, how an amazing parent she could, you know, she probably is, and how amazing parent she actually is. Nobody knows exactly what she's dealing with on a day-to-day basis. You know, just because she's Katie Price and she's famous, that everyone seems to think they can have a good dig at her and all the rest of it. Yeah, I get people that might not like her. That's fine. We can't like everybody, and that's okay. But don't go on social media and carry on writing comments after the other just because you feel like that's okay. You don't know how far she is at the edge. And, you know, yeah, the press are constantly writing stuff about her. Everybody just needs to take a little step back, give everybody breathing space. It really isn't fair to just write all sorts about people when they don't actually know the true facts. I also watched the video of Stephanie Davis the other day and how she was talking about how the press have written all sorts about her. It's absolutely disgusting how they make people feel. It is absolutely shocking. To watch that video of how she was speaking about Caroline and even herself, the things that she's been through and the things that they've written about her, it's disgusting, absolutely disgusting that that poor girl feels that she wanted to take her own life because of it all. It's absolutely destroying people. You know, in a world where you can be anything, just be kind. Just be kind. Keep your nasty little opinions to yourself, or whether or not you don't think they are nasty. Everyone's got an opinion. Keep it to yourself. You know, not everybody needs to hear the thing that you're all writing and stuff. You know, and yeah, so today it was just really about, you know, trying to get the awareness out there, and just so sad, really, really sad. I mean, when I heard about Caroline, it just absolutely touched me because I've been there. I've been there and I know how shit it feels. How shit and how worthless you actually feel inside to want to take your own life. So, just to know that she's actually done it is so upsetting. She was such a stunning, beautiful young lady, what should never, ever, ever have done what she's done because of the way she felt that she had no other way out is sad. Really, really sad. So, yeah, so I will be probably back on tomorrow, do a quick video again tomorrow, and check in with everybody, see how everyone's doing. So keep safe, keep well, and I'll see you soon.